The following may contain offensive language, adult humor, and or content that some viewers may find offensive. The views and opinions expressed by any one speaker does not explicitly or necessarily reflect or represent those of Mark Radulich or W2M Network. Please listen with caution, or don't listen at all.
TV party tonight! TV party tonight! We're firing up the TV party party tonight! Alright, alright, alright! Screens light up, brains shut down, talking trash about the best shows in town. No homework, no disguise, just hot takes under studio lights. Sit down, lock in, hit play, let the noise begin. Lock in another episode, another spin. No ratings, no mercy, no skipping the commercials of culture. TV party tonight. TV party tonight. Same screen, same fight, same damn podcast tonight. All right.
I think you're muted. I wonder how
Wow.
many podcasts start out with that sentence.
I don't even know what happened. I don't think I clicked the button. I don't know how that got clicked.
Well, we got to do something to prove that not all the content on this is AI generated.
But oh wait, actually, here, hang on a second. Yeah, when in doubt. You see, at least I'm not like Mark because we got the new sound effects options now with StreamYard, and the last few shows we've done, he has just had so much fun pressing every single button. It's so cute.
I actually do wonder if you could train an AI to run a soundboard.
Then it's probably gonna end. You remember that episode of Family Guy where Brian gets a job on the radio and the guys who he got the show from just were basically nothing but hitting pre-recorded sound effects for like 10 minutes.
I'm not sure if I saw that one, but I can imagine it.
All right, so take two. Hello. Good evening and welcome to TV Party Tonight. I'm your host, Alexis Hejna. Joining me, he's here to point out when I stupidly clicked the mute button, Mr. David Wright.
All right, well, my work here is done. Plugs.
So, how are things in the Great White North? How you guys doing?
We're doing okay, as near as I can tell for now. We'll see.
All right, well, you ready to talk live action adaptation of anime?
Of course.
Excellent, because yes, we are going back to, God, please tell me I'm going to pronounce this guy's name right.
Eiichiro Oda.
Thank you. See, this is
You're
what
welcome.
you're here for. Yeah. We're talking One Piece, the Netflix adaptation. We discussed the first season aired in 2023. Second season just dropped not too long ago, starring we got a returning cast of Inaki Godoy, Emily Rudd, Macaneo, Jacob Romero Gibson, Taz Sinclair. And adding to that season, we also now have Michaela Hoover and Katie Seagal. Apparently, Leela decided she wanted to go be in this as well, among other characters, as we continue watching the Straw Hat Pirates and their quest to recover the One Piece. Got a little comment here from Mo Hillo. Are you guys Canadian? I'm not. He is.
I am.
He is.
Yeah. Wow, it's been so long. There's all these new features. We've got like phone aspect ratio now and live comment section. It's crazy. All this technology.
Also wrote, "Oh, Canada, we stand on guard."
Thank you. Yeah, and we're doing it for thee.
All right. So, fun thing about the second season is that the first episode technically is the epilogue of the first chapter or the first segment of the books. Technically, that story and that's the Chronicle of the East Blue, and it ends with them in Logtown, heard it pronounced multiple ways. Which I swear to God, someone needs to make like a theme park designed to look like Logtown, because that place looks so much fun. It's like I want to go walk around there. I want to go enjoy myself.
Yeah,
What did you
I'm
think?
sure there's got to be a pirate theme park somewhere.
Well, I mean, aside from just sitting through Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually kind of does beg the question, how has Disney never made like a section of the park that is a full walk around Tortuga?
Yeah, they should do like Pirate Land.
Exactly.
Yeah, another free idea we're giving them.
Yeah, if they ever watch us. So this starts with the crew stopping off at Logtown. It's pretty much the last port before they go into the Grand Line, which is the start of the big adventure. So we got Zoro going to get swords, and Nami wants to go buy clothes, and Sanji wants to go buy food. And Sanji ends up getting an elephant bluefin tuna, which basically looks like a combination of a giant tuna and an elephant seal, which is just a touch disturbing.
Yeah, if a swordfish was an elephant fish, it's exactly what you're picturing right now in your mind.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know why, but I don't think I ever need to see a fish with an elephant trunk on it. Just looks it looks too Dr. Seussian to be acceptable, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get this show, this world. Don't think about it too much. Your head will explode. Like, why is there a man with a fish for a head?
Yeah,
why is there a man who's also like a sheep? I don't know. These are questions, but I don't think there are answers to them. So just relax and enjoy the show.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, the guy they buy the fish from has a fish fin sticking out of the back of his head. You see a waiter with broccoli coming out of his head at one point. Yeah. The One Piece universe is...
But there's also like fish men in addition to that fish man, and they're a different thing apparently.
Pretty much. But that's one of the things I love about One Piece is the design of this world is so creative. It's so insane. You know, I at one point, you see a dude turn into like half human, half bison, and I'm sitting there going, "Is that a devil fruit, or is this just a thing that some people can do?" Yeah, to which I love Usopp's reaction. Does everyone have devil fruits? Because
I know I hear in the lore, devil fruit are supposed to be like super rare, but it's like every second person has one in this show.
Yeah, in the first episode alone, we have 6 different devil fruit users. Yeah, we got Luffy, Buggy, Alvida, Miss All Sunday / Nico Robin, Smoker, and technically Dragon, who I don't think it's ever been confirmed, but they believe it has like a weather controlling devil fruit.
Yeah,
he's the reason.
I am not the world's biggest One Piece fan by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't remember anything from the show. There, for those of you who are One Piece fans, my wife and I have watched up to like the middle of the Skypiea arc, skipping all the filler episodes. So that's kind of all I know.
Yeah, because I love anyone who says I would have started watching One Piece. It's like, good luck. That anime is still continuing.
Yeah, I think last week it was like they're up to episode 1155 on Netflix. So.
Something like that.
That being said, if you skip the filler arcs, you can kind of save a bit of time. And as my wife puts it, there's only about like 15 minutes of content in most episodes because you have about 5 minutes for the opening and closing animations, and then about another 5 minutes for the story so far recap. So.
Oh yeah. Didn't they make the same joke about the Dragon Ball shows?
I think someone timed it out that it takes Goku about 2 hours to throw a punch if you map out the timing.
Yeah, pretty much. Probably takes Bucky D. Luffy even longer to launch a Gum attack.
Yeah, but One Piece doesn't drag on that much, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's just kind of part of them, like because the anime runs mostly like concurrently with the manga. So if a manga gets popular, then they'll do an anime series, but they make the anime faster than they write the manga. So you kind of have to slow things down so that you don't run out of material, which is where we get filler arcs for. But thankfully, these days, they've kind of realized that we could just like take a year off between seasons and let the manga catch up so we can just like actually animate the story that people want to see. Though that being said, we don't get cool episodes like Goku and Piccolo getting their driver's licenses anymore. So there was a price to be paid.
I love that episode.
I mean, it's like 1% success rate. The other 99% of filler episodes are just completely throwaway. But when they get it right, it's magic.
Yeah. Not to mention, at least 50% of any of those episodes is filler, just because how long does it take them to freaking power up? It's like, okay, so let's speed it up, and small rocks are still levitating off the ground, and
It does
Goku
look
still
cool, I
looks
have to give them
angry.
that.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, it would be interesting if they'd like remade the original Dragon Ball Z like without having to worry about pacing. Oh. Anyway, One Piece.
Yeah, let's switch back to the other anime. So we get an awesome fight scene in the first episode as our characters are running around Loketown, which is celebrating the anniversary of the execution of Gold D. Rogers, which the Marines openly admit is basically like a reminder to everyone. It's like, this is what we do to pirates, you know. Everyone's celebrating at the same time. It's like, yeah, we're celebrating, and don't you get any ideas?
Yeah, it's like bonfire night in England, but then you have the like the people who thought Guy Fawkes was cool.
Exactly.
Well, he was the only person to enter Parliament with honest intentions.
I do love that we got Buggy back even for one episode. The actor playing him is so funny. He's got so much snark. I love that when Monkey D. Luffy mispronounces, they thinks he's Buddy, and then he sees Alvida, and Buggy's literally like, her name you remember? You met her once.
Yeah, she's only in the first episode. yeah, I do like how they've toned down some of the more cartoonish, over the top elements a bit. I mean, the show's still plenty over the top.
This show is practically a live action cartoon.
Just about, but yeah, they certainly have like made the characters a bit less cartoony. Luffy's like less Looney Tunes than he is comparably in the anime version. I think that kind of works. Like they still keep the zaniness, but Buggy is by no means a character I'm really into in One Piece, but I do kind of like the live action version a bit more than the cartoon version.
Excuse me. I like it too because I think it was a year ago, or when we first reviewed this, I actually posted on Facebook. I said, so who's a scarier clown, Sweet Tooth or Buggy the Clown? And a girlfriend of mine who's a huge One Piece fan, she's like, Buggy the Clown's not scary. I'm like, have you watched the live action adaptation? When he actually does the chop chop, it's pretty freaking terrifying. Of course, he does give my favorite nickname to the Straw Hats. He calls them the Loof Troop.
That is pretty good.
I love that.
Definitely not in the original.
Definitely not. And again, we get an awesome fight scene between them, and the fight choreography in this series is amazing. And so one thing I always take away from it, I love how much they utilize each character, and they pay attention to each one. You got Zoro with his 3 swords. You got Nami with her staff. You got Usopp with the
slingshot.
Slingshot, thank you. You got Sanji again using his feet because the man will never damage his hands.
Yeah. You got to think that, like, putting your hands on the ground and flipping around and all that stuff still probably not good for them, but it's his thing.
And I love they even draw attention to that when he's fighting Mr. Nine inside Laboom, and the guy is like making fun of it. It's like, it's a style choice, like your suit. Which is also hilarious because, again, the One Piece world, the animation or the art style and the animation between the manga and the anime, these characters have the craziest proportions and just the silliest looks and outfits.
Yeah, I think that kind of works in their favor, though, because there's like no real like canonical look to them, for lack of a better term. So you can kind of get away with a lot of casting. Like, it kind of works that the One Piece universe is not it's simultaneously very Japanese, but also not very Japanese. So you can kind of just do whatever. Like, Zoro's going around wearing a mix of Western and Japanese clothing. He uses Japanese swords, but then you'll have characters using like muskets and blunderbusses, and it just kind of like, it seems like whatever Oda wants to put in, he puts in. So I think that gives them a lot of flexibility with casting and character designs.
And they also really
which is exceptional, by the way.
They really utilize that with the live action casting as well. We get actors from so many different areas. I mean, I seriously doubt that Oda originally designed Sanji to be Australian, but there you go.
Yeah, and I think in the English dub, he kind of had like more of a Brooklyn accent they were going with.
So, and of course, now we got a bunch of new characters. We are introduced to Princess Vivi, Princess of Alabasta, who was a really fun character in the anime and the manga, and I love seeing her. I love her character arc, seeing how she grows from, because she's originally undercover as an agent with the Baroque Works. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you really believe her as an assassin, but as the story goes on, you realize what she's doing and what she's trying to accomplish. The scene of her and the captain of her guard sacrificing himself is so powerful. I mean, I sit here watching. It's like as he pulls the strings, and he's got he's got the giant candy, almost like British wig, and he's got freaking guns coming out of them.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, as he fires
hits the baritone note.
I think like the trick to One Piece is like it is like the most crazy, silly looking thing, but then all of a sudden they just like tell like these most serious, heartwarming stories with it. Like you say, like, such a dramatic moment. And then like, it's a guy in like a powdered Victorian wig that machine guns come out of the rolls that fire when he pulls on his necktie.
While singing operatic level notes at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So second episode, we have our characters going up. Again, physics need not apply in the One Piece world because they have to go up a cliff through that is connected with 5 rivers that all flow the wrong way to get to the Grand Line. And as they go down the bottom, they go, oh, look what that's at the bottom of the river. It's a whale. It's a giant whale. And he's opening his mouth. And we get a Monstro recap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of setting up the Grand Line as being just this sort of treacherous stretch of water that just, the laws of physics need not apply. It's that out there. Like, your compass doesn't even work.
Yeah, you have to have a very special compass attuned to the magnetic fields of each island.
Yes, so you can only go between islands, and you don't know which island you'll ever go to. That sounds like a real good setup for like crazy adventures to happen for eternity.
Also sounds like an awesome open world style video game. You never know which island you're going to end up on next.
Yeah, it's like the stairs at Hogwarts.
More or less. So yeah, we got Luffy who's outside and runs into Crocus, who is the caretaker of Laboon, this giant whale who keeps slamming himself into the cliffs. Through a very tragic backstory, you find out that he was tied to another set of pirates who said, we will return, wait for us, and they never came back. And this poor whale is slamming into the cliffs because he's like, no, my friends are on the other side. I got to get to them.
Yeah, it's like the Grand Line runs. You can almost imagine like the Grand Line is sort of running along the Prime Meridian, like sort of circling the planet that One Piece takes place in. Is at least this is my understanding of it. So yeah, you've got like the Red Line, which I think is like the equator, and then you got the Grand Line, which is like 90 degrees to that. So you can go all the way around the Grand Line from from the same point and return to it going the other way. So Laboon is thinking that, well, they must be coming back just, around the way they came. So if I go in the opposite direction, we'll meet up. But there's like big mountains and and now he's not a baby anymore. He can't fit because he's a giant whale.
And the poor, like I say, he's got all those scars all over his face from where he's repeatedly rammed into the cliffs. And it's so sad. It's so sad because you see the bond he has with those musical pirates, not to mention a cameo from a future Straw Hat pirate, Brooks.
Yes, we get 3 new Straw Hats in this season, though only 1 official.
Exactly.
That we know of. I think there's still 1 left to be revealed, even in the manga.
And of course, the irony of them singing Binks's Brew, and Brooks has got the violin down. What's the line? When all is said and done, you'll end up a skeleton. And I'm like, wow, fitting.
So,
but yeah, really, it was really fun to see Brooks, before we're going to know him after. Well, I guess he has already eaten the devil fruit by this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I think he's introduced in the Thriller Bark arc, and I think I've only seen 2 episodes of that.
Well, that's the thing is that I know the devil fruit reanimates him as a corpse. He'll never die.
Yeah, he eats like the dead fruit, or I think it's called. But yeah, I don't know if he's already eaten it, or at what point he ate or eats the fruit.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. It's like you don't know he's eaten it until he's dead. So he could have already eaten it. He may not have eaten it yet.
Yeah, he should know. Those things are not subtle.
But again, really fun. And the bond that Luffy ends up forming with Laboom. I love he tries punching him and everything, and it doesn't work. And he realizes he knows the song. And he starts singing it, and it makes the whale happy. And he says, he basically christens Laboon into becoming a member of the Straw Hat Pirates.
Yeah.
And paints the Jolly Roger on all over the scars. But then he says, but now you can't ruin that Jolly Roger. So no more slamming.
It's our badge of friendship. And if you ruin it, then you ruin the friendship, or some sort of logic like that. But yeah.
Yeah. And then of course we get that admittedly an awesome reveal with Crocus at the end, finding out that he knew he was a former member of Gold D. Rogers' crew.
Yeah.
Again, that's one of the things I also really love about this is such an intricate story with so many layers. And we're going to meet so many characters that you think are just little one-offs. Like, no, they know more about the story.
Yeah.
Than
it's like,
you
why
think.
does he have feathers sticking out of his head? Who cares? Deep story, lore.
I don't know. Why does that one king have a freaking metal jaw?
Well, we'll get there. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like I've never heard any of this explained. Maybe there is. Again, there's a lot of source material for this, and I haven't read it all.
I don't think anyone. Well, I seriously doubt that many people have read it all. And
question: how many people in Japan have actually read the whole series?
I
guess if you started reading it at the beginning, you're probably still reading it. So
you gotta wonder how many of them are still continuing to read, or how many just after a while said, "Oh my god, enough! I'm moving on. Give me Death Note."
I don't know, but the last time we went to Japan, my wife and I, we tried to go to the movie theaters, and One Piece Film Red had just opened up, and the place was packed, like just from the ticket desk to the doors. It was just tons of people. So still very popular.
Should add that this season, they call it Into the Grand Line, but the truth is that this is about 4/5 of what the manga titles the Alabasta saga.
Yeah, it kind of leads into the Alabasta arc.
And I'm calling it now. We know we're getting a season 3. I think season 3 is going to just be entirely the final chapter of Alabasta.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to combine.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to combine it with the Sky Island saga, which I know is the next one. I think we're just going to get strictly the Alabasta, because we got a lot to go through.
Yeah,
with Baroque Works, we got the introduction of Portka Diaz, who is my favorite character, and I am so excited we're getting him. So, but that's what I think they're going to do for the 3rd season. I think it is entirely going to be that last chapter. Expanded into 8 episodes.
That would be my guess. Is season 3 will be the Alabasta arc, and then season 4 will be probably Skypia.
I would say that's a good bet, because so we end with the final chapter from the East Blue. That's Loguestown. We get the cliff. Now we are headed to. I want to make sure I actually get the names of these islands correct.
Cactus Island is the first one they stop at.
Yes, Cactus
it's
Island.
Easy to remember because it's covered in giant cacti.
And the town,
not a creative name, but appropriate.
And the town of Whiskey Peak, which they think means that they have this reputation of being friendly to pirates, and they say, well, the only people who come into the Grand Line are pirates looking for the One Piece, and we're the first island, so they always stop here. So we figured, let's be friendly to them. What's the point in fighting if they're going to just keep showing up? And even now, he's like, that actually makes sense.
Yeah. And then the reveal also makes sense.
Exactly. Love the fact they're talking about the Tulip Pirates, who it's freaking Pikmin cosplays. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It'd be funny if those weren't the Tulip Pilots, if they just had tulips growing out of their heads and Nami assumed that they were the Tulip Pilots.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Just because there's tulips here, you assume we're Tulip Pirates. Do you even know what makes a tulip? Yeah.
But no, they're supposed to be the Tulip Pirates. So.
And it turns out that this whole island is a trap for them to kill the pirates. It's all the Baroque Works members. And we get another awesome fight scene. We have Zoro, who's hallucinated seeing
Mihawk,
who I don't care if he's even in hallucination. He is still the coolest character we've seen
Oh,
so far.
he is definitely cool. Yeah, Zoro and Mihawk, that first fight is one of my favorite moments in all of the One Piece I have seen. And
Mhm.
yeah, he's originally Zoro doesn't have the hallucination, at least not at this point. But I think it was a good addition to the show, and it gave Zoro a bit more of an arc. Yeah, this covers another one of my favorite One Piece moments, which is just like Zoro taking out pretty much every Baroque Works agent on the island without like any difficulty. It's like you get to watch the Predator and cheer for the Predator. He's just like, they're like, yeah, you guys see him, and then like he's just like right behind him. Yeah, I don't know, are you still looking for him? And they're like, well, you're here, and then he just kills them. Just I mean, in this one, they have him mostly at the single location, like the big bar salute and fight. Whereas originally he kind of goes more around the city, but budget's a thing. To be fair, that is an amazing set, and they used every single inch of it.
The practical sets on this show are incredible. Like I said, Loke's looks amazing. It really does look like a theme park. That's why I brought it up. It really I watched them walking through, look at the sets, and I'm like, I am reminded of Main Street at Disney World.
Yeah, this show is approaching Lord of the Rings levels of adaptation, fidelity, and quality. And I never thought I'd say that about a One Piece adaptation, but
and yeah, Whiskey Peak looks incredible, and you have you got that great fight scene because Mihawk appears to him mid-fight and says, "You have to use both of your swords. They have 100 agents," and he starts counting down how many he's killed. Should note, credit to the fight choreography also that the live action adaptation is obviously a lot bloodier than the manga or the anime.
I mean, manga, it's bloody too. I mean, this is one of the things about Japanese anime and manga is they're not as skittish about showing, blood as American stuff is. It's, watch old G.I. Joe, how they all have M16s, but they're shooting lasers because lasers aren't real. And every time an airplane or a helicopter blows up, you see the parachute. You're like, congratulations, kid. War's safe.
See, I always go back to the Spider-Man animated series. Not only do the cops have laser guns, but when they brought Blade in, he didn't have a sword. He had a lightsaber. And then you had Morbius. It's like he's not sucking blood with his teeth.
Yeah. The plasma.
The holes in the hands. Yeah. Oh, my God.
I mean, as a kid at the time, I was like, okay, yeah, he's a vampire.
Yeah.
Instead of fangs and drinking blood, he's got the little suckers on his hands. Whatever. It's, But yeah,
the things we do to get around standards and practices. But again, I love how the show, there's a little blood. There is. The fight scenes can be bloody, but it's not Quentin Tarantino level. Because I mean, fighting 100 people, you expect something akin to the Bride facing off with the crazy 88s in the first
it's not that level by any means, but yeah, like people get cut.
But again, it's like you see the cut. And you might see like a little squirt of blood, or they've got red on their clothing or on their body, but you don't see gushing or fountains or anything. So it's very tasteful. Level.
Yeah, I do like it. Like in the opening scene where you have Nico Robin like going through that Marine outpost. There's like one scene where like you see like her hands go up and grab this guy by the neck, and then he just like the camera just goes where there's like a pillar between you and him, and you just hear the snap.
Ugh, yeah.
It's like I didn't see it, but I know what happened.
And I still love they thought that Zoro was drunk through this whole thing. It's like, guys, that's all Zoro drinks is alcohol. The man does not eat, and he doesn't drink water. It's always beer. So what you think is going to get him drunk? No, that is just an appetizer for that man.
His liver is the stuff of legend. Not quite Captain Harlock level, but for people who got the reference, they're laughing.
Nami's liver is the thing of legends. You see her outdrink that nun.
Yeah.
Well, like, that was for the collection plate. What do I do now? Just like
not my problem. That was your choice.
And then of course you got Sanji. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just kind of like that. How even though Nami's out from under Arlong, she's still kind of got that little sort of mercenary shyster streak in her. Is how she's quite happy to play games and almost rip people off.
Yeah, despite what her compass does, her moral compass goes in a very different direction.
She always does the right thing in the end.
That she does. And I love when Zoro crashes in on Sanji and Usopp, who've been tied up by the twins.
Yes.
And he takes them on. They're like, dude, cut us loose. And he just like tosses them a knife on the floor. It's like, yeah, get yourselves out of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we also kind of have that little rivalry between Zoro and Sanji. So
Absolutely. Oh, God. The freaking dinosaur fight. I actually wrote down here. Words there were.
yeah, they're kind of the Gimli and Legolas of the group.
Yeah. Did Sanjay seriously just spin back kick a T-Rex? It's one of my notes. It's like, things I didn't think I was going to see today. Good to know. But yeah, the whole scene with Whiskey Pete is awesome. And then we get the reveal of who Vivi actually is. She joins the Straw Hat Pirates because she's got to get to Alabasta. And Luffy, always the honorable one, says, I give you my word, I will get this princess to her island, to which everyone else is going. Oh my God, can we talk this over before you keep making pledges? Jeez.
Yeah, he's certainly a very interesting choice for a captain because there's nothing captain-like about him. He's just like pure chaos.
There's
but
nothing
with a heart of gold.
There's nothing pirate about him.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
good. Yeah,
I know. It's like every time he talks about pirates and like the honor and the conviction, that you do realize like most pirates just go around and murder and rape people, right? Like,
yeah,
there's a good, like in Pirates of the Caribbean 3, they had to hang a small child so that we could make sure that we're hating the English here, not the pirates.
Exactly. I
mean,
love
Luffy. It's a dick, but he's right.
I love Luffy, and I love the actor playing him because he has so much joy. You never doubt for a second that this guy is having the time of his life. The actor sells that so well, but it always kills me. He says, I will be king of the pirates. Like, there is literally nothing pirate about you.
Or king about him either.
Not really.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think I said before, Inaki Godoy, like he's not like accurate to comic Luffy, but he's probably about as best as you could do in live action for getting close to to comic Luffy. So, and Eiichiro Oda seems to really like him, so that's always nice.
Well, the thing to remember is that Oda has given his blessing, and he is an executive producer on this series.
Yes.
They go over everything with him, and there have been a couple of decisions they tried to make, and he was really upset about it. He said, no. And there's a couple. I know that they've moved up a handful of events on the timeline, switched around a couple of parts, and I get that it makes it better for and
you kind of have stuff that happens later in the show that kind of ties back, like sort of retcon stuff later on that they can kind of ship in here. Like later on we get a bit more of Sanji's backstory and him and his mother. And my wife was telling me that that doesn't happen until much later in the series that you learn that. But I mean, it's still there. Like I don't think it really messes anything up, them moving it, and it worked good for the scene that it was in.
And you also have Bartolomeo, who is one of those weird fish-looking guys that we see in Logtown. He does not show up until much later, and you find out he was there in the background the whole time watching the Straw Hat Pirates. But it's kind of fun to bring him into this as a character now and say, oh, yeah, we acknowledge it, rather than just maybe hiding him in the background or something.
Like, I don't think even Brooke was introduced in the Lebu storyline. Later on, we find out that he was one of the pirates that Lebu was waiting for. But again, it makes sense to have him there. It's stuff like that. Like when Zoro's sick, Nami's reading to him from like the Skypia story.
Yeah, so they work with Oda about placing the stories, and it does make sense when you're telling a story like this. It does make sense to move a few elements around plot-wise, especially when you have a lot of moments where, again, you have Sanji telling his backstory, and that doesn't come up until much later, but you want a tender moment between him and Nami while they're eating, and it makes sense.
There's like entire seasons of the anime that are covered in like one episode of the live-action version.
See, that's
they were in Little Garden for a lot longer than 1 hour in the anime. Let me tell you.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to Little Garden. That is the third episode. Foodie and me just wants to keep watching Sanji. The way he was preparing the fish and cutting them, like, oh my God. I love when they realize it's snowing. It goes from sunny to rainy to snowy, or as we in the Midwest like to call it, Tuesday.
Yes.
And I love the reaction. So because Usopp goes, I want to make a snowman. And Sanji goes, I want to make sorbet. there is so much excitement and enthusiasm with these characters. They really capture that. And I find myself laughing along with them. And, you want to be as happy as these people are.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to. But yeah, so we have them. They leave Cactus Island, and now they're on to Little Garden, which is it is literally land of the lost. We get dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah, you just know that scene where like they first see the dinosaurs. They're like, we're doing that scene from Jurassic Park. Yes.
And Luffy yelling, "I want to ride one" when he sees the Brachiosaurus. That is, I actually wrote down here, that may be the most relatable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, that was hilarious. I was just like imagining in my mind as they're like looking up, Laura Dern, like her head being turned, and you just hear the da, 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 da. Then record scratch. I want to ride one, and then he just runs off.
Well, let's face it. If you saw a Brachiosaurus in live action, you would want to ride that thing too.
Maybe. I don't think I would like run right up to it. That's a big animal.
Yeah, well, Luffy doesn't exactly have what we like to call self-control.
Yeah, he's also made of rubber, so
that too. Probably a lot easier to climb up that thing when he can just stretch out his arms.
Yeah, I'm not. My bones are brittle and prone to snap after excessive pressure is applied.
I'm 41. I'm pretty sure my bones would break just as easily as yours.
Yes, yeah, we're the same age.
But I do love that. I love, again, you have the bet going on between Sanji and Zoro about whoever finds dinner wins their bet, and they don't even know what animals are on this island, but they see the paw print or the paw prints, claw prints,
the tracks. Yeah.
Tracks. Thank you. I was like, let's try to sound like a professional here, Alexis. And they go, "Oh, well, it must be a giant chicken." And the T-Rex shows up, and they both go, "Definitely not a chicken." Mm-hmm. And then you got them freaking fighting over who kills it, because Sanji says he broke its neck with a kick, and Zoro says he sliced him up with his knife or with his sword. Yeah. So yeah, it's like, I don't know who I would probably gonna bet that Zoro actually killed the T-Rex. And how bizarre is it to think about Sanji cooking T-Rex? And it's like, yeah, it's a pretty good, pretty versatile animal. Just all the stuff they make. You have the scene of Luffy coming across the giant's meal, and it looks like a tail, like a dinosaur tail. It's like, oh my god! And he just dives right in and starts eating. And I'm like, dude, you're eating dinosaur.
Yeah, that's fresh. I admit it. If we could clone dinosaurs, we'd totally eat them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they're descended from chickens, you got to assume at least one of them tastes like chicken.
Yeah. I call it Jurassic pork.
Hang on.
I thought I was going to get the trombone there, but
next time.
Okay.
Oh, what did you think about how we got the two giants? They think at first that they're going to eat them. It turns out these are just the coolest, most fun-loving characters. And what did you think of?
Dory
and Brogy, that was their names.
Yeah. Again, like incredibly well adapted from the original. Like they looked like they looked. They sounded like you would imagine them sounding in English. Like. Yeah, they even got the distinctive laugh they used. Yeah, they toned it down. Like I think if you watch the original, it's like every sentence they're like at the end. It's like, oh, okay, but this time it was used more sparingly. So like, okay, it's in there. Like they didn't forget, but it doesn't it's not as pushy. But
I can see that. Like when you read comics and manga, I'm assuming you see a lot of times where they really overemphasize a specific speech pattern of a character, but if you actually were trying to say it out loud, it's like it would take you 10 minutes just to say two words.
Like I think I've heard that the best thing to do is like when you have a character with like a distinctive accent or ethnicity, whatever, like like a Chicago gangster, for example, or some like I was thinking like Paladin Alexander Anderson from the Helsing series, where he's like just like the best thing to do is like to just like go with the accent or the dialect a little bit here and there to kind of like flavor it, instead of just having every single line just because if you like read Anderson's dialogue in English or listen to it, it is just like 1,000% Scottish accent and slang and dialects, and like I think he's kind of fun to listen to, but it is I could see like, yeah, it's a bit much. You kind of really have to focus on what he's saying to kind of put it all together. But so yeah, with Dorian Broggie, they kind of they kept it to an appropriate level, and yeah, we get the old having them for dinner kind of things. Like no, like I'm having you for dinner, not having you for dinner.
Having
like,
you for
yeah,
lunch.
I see it now.
I just heard it.
Yeah.
That was great. And the scene of them dueling for honor, even though they're clearly friends and they shared a drink, and you have Usopp and Luffy cheering for the opposing
They can't even remember.
side.
Yes, they can't even remember why they're fighting, but they must fight for honor.
And of course, that brings us to more of the Baroque works, including probably I would say one of the biggest names appearing in the series, and that's David Dastmalchian.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, he was in that. Wow, yeah, I was quite surprised. I mean, he was fantastic.
Oh, absolutely! It's like our Polka Dot Man and future M. Bison from the Street Fighter movie that's coming up this year, playing Mr. 3, who has I think it's called the wax fruit is what they call it. Yeah, who literally can produce candle wax, but this wax is so strong. Once it hardens, it's stronger than steel.
Yeah.
And he's pretty freaking terrifying with what he plans to do. He's I'm an artist. I must be arty with my death.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those types of characters, that trope, but he's all right. I would just love it. It's like, oh, not one of those.
It reminds me of the line from the '89 Batman movie. I'm an artist. It's like I create art till someone dies. I am the world's first fully functioning homicidal artist. And he makes a giant wax cake, seals Vivi, Nami, and Zoro in it, and has them perpetually being covered by wax until they will be sealed shut and suffocate.
Yeah.
And of course,
which is completely accurate to the comic.
Oh, I saw the images. Down to them even striking the right pose, because Zoro refuses to die with fear. So he holds up his sword. He's like, you want me to be frozen in fear? I am not going to give you that. Yeah.
The idea is that I capture your final moments and your despair and for all eternity in sculpture. And then Zoro's, they're just like, well, then we're just not going to give you the satisfaction of seeing us, in fear.
Mm-hmm. Little Garden's also important because this is Usopp's story.
Yes.
Very much. He bonds with, let's see, I think it's Broggie.
I think it's Broggie, yeah.
Yeah, forgive me, I may get the names mixed up with the
I mean, I am not a One Piece historian by any means.
Let's see, Nami and Usopp are found by Broggie, and Broggie tells the story of his island, and Usopp's just like, God, I want to go there. And I'm just now imagining Usopp in an island completely filled with giants. Yeah,
I think they're actually getting close to actually going to Elboth in the anime now. Like we're 1,000 episodes later.
And the speech that he goes to Broggie, who has been essentially poisoned.
Yeah,
he was secretly fed a bomb in his beer, and he's been wounded, and he's bleeding, and he may be. We think he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
And Usopp talks to him about how scared he is to go back and fight for his friends, because Usopp's a fun character, but he is a coward.
Yeah. Usopp is the most improved character in the live action version. I find anime Usopp really annoying, but in live action he's kind of endearing.
Very much so. And I love the speech. Broggie talks about it is not, a warrior does not say no fear. It's like, I would never trust someone who looks death in the eye and says, I am not afraid. True bravery, be a true hero, is to go forth even though you are afraid. And that is such a good line. No, Luffy is too busy getting his face painted by Ms. Golden Weeks. What the hell is her?
Probably Golden Weeks, because they're either a number or like a day or week thing.
Yeah. Crazy long stocking.
that pretty much covers it. Yeah, again, fairly. I think she looked a lot younger, like almost a child in the original, but here they've aged her up a bit. But yeah, I think they got her okay. It was just. Yeah, I think I enjoyed the comeuppance she had at the end more than the actual, the time with her.
the getting covered with all 6 of her paints and essentially
Yeah.
going insane.
Yeah.
It's interesting because she's not a devil fruit user. She just has magical paints. And again, that goes
Yeah.
back to what I was saying earlier. There are some things in the One Piece universe like, wait, is this devil fruit or is this just it because it's it?
Yeah.
And yeah, she's got these magical paints that can alter the mindset of whoever she paints it on. And to which you pretty much turns Zoro into a stoner.
Hmm.
Well, she actually kind of also turns Nami into a stoner because Zoro won't stop laughing. And now Nami
Yeah.
just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then she depresses the hell out of Luffy and tries to make him drown himself. And it's Usopp who comes to the rescue. And it's Usopp who manages to get Miss Valentine to break the wax cake to save his friends, which was really creative. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, I like the idea of Usopp very much, in that he's not like a physically strong character, so he has to fight more from being clever or deceptive. He's kind of like a person who, like, he fights without honor, but that also is kind of like a very good way to fight in all honesty.
Very true. And I love how creative they're letting him be, the character be, with his arsenal, with everything I mean, this guy is an engineer, and he's really creative. But I love the scene when, in the very first episode, when they're fighting with Alvida, and he launches, it's like a pepper bomb at her. And even Sanji's like, was that all my pepper? Because he commented earlier that's like, for black pepper octopus, I don't taste any black pepper. He stole it all to use for his pepper bombs.
Yeah, that was set up and payoff. Good writing 101.
But that was a great episode. So we got them. They go through. They get out of Little Garden, and now it is on. So let's see to do. Oh, now we've got Nami being sick, falling ill, and they need to seek medical attention at the Drum Kingdom.
Yeah,
and this is where we get our climax. Because the Drum Kingdom has always had the best doctors in the world, but then King Wapol fled the island after Blackbeard attacked. And nice little note, because Blackbeard, not only a historically accurate pirate, but a reoccurring villain in the One Piece anime and manga, and one of Luffy's biggest adversaries.
Yeah, we'll see more of him later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he shows up at the end of the Alabasta saga, but I know he comes in during the Sky Islands saga.
He's introduced just before they go to Skypiea.
So probably going to see him in season 4 if we're getting our predictions.
That would be my best guess.
Mm-hmm. So, and Wapol has absconded with all of the doctors, because Wapol essentially just believes that he is the only important person. He believes being king makes him, citizen number 1, and he doesn't give a crap about anyone else on his island. He does not care about any of his people, and he's absconded with all of these doctors to keep him healthy. Yeah,
he's the spoiled rich kid of a king who's gone bad and let it all go to his head.
Yeah, spoiled rich kid with purple hair and a giant metal jaw.
Yeah, I mean, again, like they that was a perfect rendition of the character. He looked right, he sounded right. It credit to the makeup and costume department. They did a fantastic job. And casting too.
I was gonna say that was a prosthetic on his face, right?
Yes, yeah. Like I said, they have a couple of little featurettes on. They had one on like the makeup and sets and all that. And like for most of it is they just they put a prosthetic over his face. I assume there might have been some CG that they used for like when he opens his mouth extra wide.
Okay, the scene of him after he eats his devil fruit and the way he opens his mouth and it turns into like a giant hippo mouth.
Yeah.
And the army that he spat back out. That shit would have given me such bad nightmares when I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There is some body horror going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he eats the devil fruit and basically lets him recreate matter as he wishes.
Yeah.
So he literally, he eats his entire army. Yeah. And then he spits them back out into these giant monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he like merges them with their weapons. Yeah, it's the munch fruit. Yeah,
Wait a minute.
I love that line. It's like they haven't deserted me; they're digesting.
Wait a minute, merges them with that's the plot of Quest for Camelot. That's what the villain does. He uses a potion to combine his warriors with their weapons.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that movie, but I remember a bit of it.
You're not missing anything. It's not a good movie.
No.
The soundtrack is better than anything in the movie.
Mm,
And I say the soundtrack with the one song that is, I can't remember the name of it, but it's been performed by like Celine Dion and Josh Groban and a lot of other famous singers. It's a really popular song. But don't bother with the movie. It's really stupid.
okay, so it sounds like I saved myself some trouble there.
You did. But they come in, these monsters are literally unstoppable. Nothing they do is able, you got Vivi, Luffy, Sanji, and Nami up in the castle to cure Nami, which is also where we're introduced to everyone's favorite little mutant reindeer, Tony Chopper.
Yeah, a lot of qualifiers on that statement. But yes, from my not very scientific polling of mostly teenage Japanese girls, Tony Chopper is the most popular character.
I have yet to see an anime convention where you either A, don't have people wearing his hat, or B, don't have people buying plushies of him.
Yes, yeah. He's got the merchandisable form.
The merchandisable form, the practical form, and the Grinch makeup form, as I called it, because that's literally the giant form. It's just a dude in makeup, and I actually said, "Oh my god, it's Rick Baker's leftover Grinch makeup," because that's what it really looks like. And credit, I mean, it's impressive.
Oh yeah, no, it looks pretty accurate to what a live action, Grinch form Chopper would look like.
So we got that, and then we got Usopp and Zoro back down in the village, essentially acting to help protect the people, talking with Dalton, who until he transforms, I actually looked at this character and I go, I'm sorry, did I turn on the live action Avatar The Last Airbender series? Because tell me that guy doesn't look like he would be a guard for the Earth Kingdom.
It could work.
But yeah, we get to know Tony Chopper, who, let me get the voice actress playing him. That is Michaela Hoover, who has actually been in a ton of James Gunn movies. She was the voice of Floor in the Rabbit in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and she played one of the reporters, Kat, in Superman. The one with the blonde hair and the glasses and the very revealing dress.
Okay, still have not seen Superman. It's on my list.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And credit to Michaela Hoover. The sobbing she does as Tony Chopper made me almost cry. This actress is so good at the emotion of Tony. Would I call him Tony or do I call him Chopper? I should call him Chopper.
Yeah. They use Japanese name order, so it's last name first, first name last. Thank
you. And we get a whole episode focusing on his backstory, and it really is the emotional center of this season. As we learn about, he was a reindeer who came across a devil fruit and essentially turned into part reindeer, part human. He's ostracized by he's ostracized by the other reindeer, and I freaking love it. He says they won't accept me because of my blue nose, and I'm saying, poor Chopper.
Yes. Yeah, they wouldn't let him play any reindeer games.
It's like, come on, we were all thinking that.
Yeah. By the way, if you ever look at the episode titles for this show, they're hilarious.
Oh God, yeah. There's an episode when they're dealing with Mr. 3 called Wax On, Wax Off.
Yeah. I think the Chopper episode was Reindeer Shames. There's Big Trouble in Little Garden,
Deer and Loathing in Drum Kingdom.
Yes,
that's really good. But Chopper's story is so sad, dealing with Dr. Hiruluk, who takes him in and raises him and trains him. And the scene of Hiruluk sacrificing himself to try to take out Wapol, and the line is I have led an extraordinary life. Thank you, Chopper. And he tells Dalton that there's a beast who's going to come here soon. Do not kill him. He is my son. And, oh my God, the feels. The feels.
And again, this is an old man wearing pants that are way too short and a giant top hat, which has hair shooting up under it like a...
Yeah, like this and like that.
You're talking full Lincoln stovepipe hat here, right? And and he's got tubes of hair sticking out the side of his head, one out the back, and then one that just perfectly conforms to the inside of the hat. And it's just like just an absolute crazy, silly design. And here you are watching him like suicide bomb the evil king and his last words. And I'm like, I'm not crying. No, something in my eye.
And again, poor Chopper finds out that he has accidentally poisoned his father, and he's sobbing. I'm like, oh my god, I could take anything but the reindeer's tears.
Yeah, I mean, it's his fault for teaching Chopper that the skull and crossbones is like a sign of strength and independence and freedom. And he's like, it's got the skull and crossbones on it. That means it's good. It's good. It's like, no, you idiot, that's poison.
It's like, okay, apparently some symbols need a little more context.
Yeah.
And the way he runs up to the castle to try to save his father.
Said by someone who bemoans always having to do women's training every year. Turns out it actually is important.
And Dalton is there and says flat out, it's like, you're not going to be able to take them. He's like, your father sacrificed himself. You need to lit for you to live. Do not go in there.
Yeah. Well, my favorite was like, if you can't beat me, you're not going to beat anyone in there.
Mm-hmm. And poor Chopper goes back to the other doctor, who again is played by Katie Seagal, voice actress from Lilo, who a lot of people also know as Peg from Married with Children from back in the 80s and 90s, and says, you know, I want to follow my father's footsteps. Please teach me everything I need to know to become a doctor. And it apparently pays off because he gets to go be the doctor for the Straw Hat Pirates.
Yep.
And we get a great fight scene. Again, we got Zoro and Usopp fighting the monsters on the village. We got Luffy and Vivi trying to take on Wapol. Yep. We've got Chopper and Sanji taking on his henchmen, including the dude with the afro that apparently has so much static electricity that it acts as super glue to whatever touches it, which is probably one of the most creative things I've ever heard of in my life. Just the idea of super gluing things together from your body is nothing new. It's like, okay, so it's not glue, it's static. Huh. Okay. Just so surreal. And again, the amazing fight scenes. I love that they even work in all the teamwork between Chopper and Sanji, and then Sanji helps Luffy deliver the final blow to Wapol, just sticking his leg out so he can use it as a slingshot effect. Yeah. And a very clever reveal that we cut back down to the village, and the men, their armor starts falling off of them. They turn back into human. And we don't even need to say it. We know that means Gazoo. We know that means Wapol is dead.
Yeah, that's I think that's how it works.
Mm-hmm. Although I'm always curious, when a devil fruit user dies, where does the devil fruit go?
Apparently it goes into like the next nearest devil fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know there's a bit where I'll try and not make this too spoilery, where one character basically steals another character's devil fruit powers by basically having them killed, but then like being like right next to them, and they have a devil fruit there, and it's just like, you know, once he dies, his powers will go into this fruit, and then I eat it, and then now I have the powers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's a more lore written on this. Again, I haven't really studied it, but yeah, I would assume that Wapol's dead, which is interesting because a lot of the villains in One Piece don't get killed; they get defeated. But they like we will see other characters return later on in the story that were defeated previously, just like we see, you know, Buggy and Elvita come back.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we have Mr. 3 who survives and takes out Miss Valentine for trying to, yes. What do snitches get? Suffocated from wax.
Yeah, she didn't think that one through very much. It's like, I'm going to blame all of this on you while standing in a house made of wax.
Which, of course, also gives us our cameo appearance for our big villain for the 3rd season. And that is, oh my God, what is his? Mr.
Crocodile.
Zero. Yeah, aka yeah.
I think they call him Sir Crocodile in this, but I think in the Japanese version, he's just called Crocodile.
Yeah, Sir Crocodile, aka Mr. Zero, played by Joe Maganeliano, I believe is pronounced. I've always massacred the
Sure.
pronunciation of his
Yeah.
name, but I love this guy. He's been in a ton of stuff, including True Blood, and this is the guy who we were supposed to get as Deathstroke in Zack Snyder's
Okay.
Batman verse.
I can kind of see that. Yeah. Again, like as far as like a live action version of Crocodile, he looks and acts the part. Like no complaints there. My only real complaint, and this isn't like specific to the show, is just like, okay, that's who Mr. Zero is. It's not exactly a big reveal. It's like, okay, it's that guy.
Very true. I was expecting something more akin to a reveal about a future upcoming character. Because again, in the end of season 1, we got a hint at Smoker,
Mhm.
the captain of the Marines who can turn his whole body into smoke and
Yeah, that
has
was
an
a good
entire
fight.
has an entire like armband just full of cigars because he's got to smoke them
Yeah.
2 at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think it's Garp who asked, like, how many of those do you go through in a week? And he goes, depends on the week.
Yeah. Fair answer.
Very fair answer.
Yeah, that's about the only character I wasn't so big on in this. Not to say he was poorly implemented, just the performance I thought was very flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that Smoker is like that much of a deep and nuanced character. I mean, he's basically Clint Eastwood, but he turns into smoke.
This guy doesn't really come across like Clint Eastwood turning into smoke. He's more like an LA cop turning into smoke. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
I don't
cool.
know if it's the actor or the direction. Yeah, I mean, he looks the part and he's accurate to all the things the character does. It's just, yeah, it's kind of, you could maybe give him a bit more, amp up the personality a bit more, the sort of gruff cop, no nonsense.
I feel like they mixed up telling him to be gruff and telling him to be stoic because he's very, very stoic, but it doesn't really lend itself to a lot of personality.
But stoic isn't really like emotionless. It's just control of your emotions.
Exactly. Again, we get some great moments with him as they're trying to track down the Straw Hats. But they probably could have done a lot more with that character. But again, I was expecting something more. I know Porcus Diaz is going to come up in the 3rd season. I was expecting a teaser with it, not the actor per se, but again, some kind of a teaser showing a character creating fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that was where I thought they were going with this.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see where they stick Ace, because I think he was supposed to be in around this time. It was just he had just a short little, like, they met him on an island and it's like, oh, hey bro, and small adventure, and then all right, I'm off back to my day job kind of thing.
And the actor playing him, God, please help me, I'm going to pronounce this guy's name right. Sholo Maridueña, who some people remember him from Cobra Kai and others remember him from Blue Beetle.
Oh, okay, that's who they got. Yeah, I can't pronounce the name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that could work.
No, I'm looking forward to it because I genuinely liked him as Blue Beetle. Not the best DC movie, little on the bland side, little too safe, and Susan Sarandon should never play a comic book villain again for the rest of her life. But I liked him as Jaime Reyes.
Yeah, though if you're looking for Susan Sarandon doing a good villain role, if you look at the Children of Dune TV miniseries that they did on Sci-Fi Channel, she sort of plays a villainous character in that, and she was very good and very intimidating. So
I also liked her in Enchanted. She plays a stereotypical evil witch, evil queen very well. But yeah, she was so forgettable in Blue Beetle.
Yeah, never saw. But I did see Cobra Kai. So, I was on almost all the reviews. So yeah, definitely, good actor. I could totally see him being appropriate for Luffy's brother.
We also have confirmed we're going to get Mr. One, Miss Doublefinger, and Bon Clay.
Okay.
And however, I do know that there's already some controversy because the character Bon Clay.
Oh, he's the shapeshifter, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I can know. We'll go on. But I can sort of see how this could be an interesting casting or character depiction.
They have cast Cole Escola, an American comedian, actor, singer, playwright, and non-binary.
Okay.
Which, for a shapeshifter, is not a bad idea. We've seen this actually a lot with morph in the X-Men the animated
Mm-hmm.
series, and what they did with Double Trouble and the She-Ra and the Princesses of Power Netflix
Mm-hmm.
series. The concept of a shapeshifter being non-binary makes all the sense in the world, but of course you got a lot of annoying people who are mad about non-binary representation. It's like, oh my God, people, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, for me, a lot of it just sort of depends on the whole picture. Like, for example, I didn't realize that the actor that played Cody was trans.
I didn't actually realize.
Yeah, I think I heard that somewhere. I mean, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But if
Um,
so, like, it works.
Let me take a look here, see if I
Yeah,
can
maybe before
remain reoccurring.
It's just strange. I thought I heard it from you, but anyway.
Well, forgive me. Unfortunately, the actors here are not really that well organized. It's like we have main, recurring, guest, introduced in season 1, introduced in season 2, and I'm like, okay, can we get
Or not Cody
some?
Kobe, it would be, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, can we get some kind of better organization for this? Because okay,
Mhm.
introduced in season 2.
Yeah, but anyway, to what crap was it? Bon Clay. I could kind of see it because if you've seen the character design, it's a very non-binary looking character, like
Mhm.
very sort of frilly. It's got like big pantaloons on. Like I would almost expect the controversy being like it looks like a unfair stereotype of like a gender fluid person, shall we say, like, where you have like, they're wearing like very girly clothes, but you got the 6 o'clock shadow on their face and that kind of thing. So they might be getting hit from both sides, but that's one character I'm very curious to see how they're going to implement them and not get into any major controversies with either side of the issue, shall we say.
I think the only thing I really ever took, because I haven't read the manga, but I've seen this character, pictures of this character, and I mostly just know from the really stupid looking bowl cut that they've got. But again, it's like, oh, look, a character in One Piece with a really weird hairstyle. Have we ever seen anything like that?
Yeah. In an anime? Surely not.
I can't find this character's bio anywhere on the freaking Wikipedia. They have organized this so stupidly.
Yeah. Anyway, so but whoever they cast for Kobe, whatever. I mean, great casting. I think that the actor really suits the character. So yeah, well, I don't really have any issue with a non-binary actor playing, well, anyone really. But in this case for Bon Clay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Definitely,
because they I'd say they are male, but they are quite effeminate.
It's a good way to look at it. Oh, we also got Tashigi. That was another character I forgot to bring up. Our little sword geek and Smoker's right-hand fighter.
Yeah.
Who I love the scene of her talking with Zoro in the sword shop and how she saves him from nearly selling a very priceless sword for a very stupidly low price.
No, he would have never sold that sword.
Never. But I love the reaction that it almost looks like Zoro's considering it. She goes in and goes, that thing's worth like several $1 million. And she asks for an order she placed in. And the shop owner tells her the price has gone up. It's just like, you're paying extra for this now.
Yeah. But I think that sword he got from, was it Korea's sword? Like the girl. Yeah. So the sentimental value on that sword is he would have never have parted with it. I think but yeah, that again is I wouldn't say it's like one of my all-time favorite moments, but it's still a great Zoro moment where there's like, oh no, that sword is cursed. It's like it cuts its owner. Like, well, we'll see. He just throws it in the air, sticks his arm out. It misses him. He's like, well, I think I can use this one.
Let's test the sword's curse against my will.
Yes.
Great dialogue.
Yeah. And again, perfectly accurate to the original story. And then it's just like, you are such a great swordsman that, he ends up getting another sword.
And he still ends up getting lost.
Yeah.
Again,
I think later on he gets like an actual like demon possessed, like the blade of death sort of thing, and he's like, this is a sword that can like cut through mountains, and he's just holding it, and you just see like the dark energy going up his arms, like, hey, cut it out. It just shrinks right down to the sword.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I think we might have to wait till like quite a few more seasons to get to that arc of the story. I don't even know the name of it, but it's
oh no, but that's brilliant.
Later. But yeah, it's just Zoro being a no nonsense badass.
And his badassery works so well with the other characters. Yeah, you have the scene of them going to Drum Kingdom, and it's snowing, and everyone's bundled up, and he's standing there shirtless.
Yeah. And there's like, you with your big muscles showing, that's not a compliment. I'm taking it as a compliment. Zorro is a good example of writing a more stoic character.
Very true. Stoic, but not completely erasing personality and still having character.
Oh.
Were there any other moments or characters that we missed? Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Oh, geez. Yeah. I mean, I think we've kind of covered most of the episodes and what happened. I think the only other thing is like when they had Sanji fighting, was it Mr. 13 or Miss 13? The little like ferret.
Oh God. Yeah. What did I write down here? And I wrote a cat. Wait, no, erase an otter. Because at first I thought it was a cat.
Oh, yeah, maybe it is an otter. Yeah.
An otter in a polka dot kigurumi riding a vulture equipped with Gatling guns. ... Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
I think at that point, even I was just going, the surrealism hit the wall for me at that.
But then again, we've got like giants and dinosaurs and a man shooting wax out of his hands. It's like, whatever. Like I've given up trying to make sense of all this.
Yeah, I did love Sanji pretending to be number 3, talking on the phone to Mr. Zero. Just like, I'll have to put you on hold. I still am having trouble. I know snails are phones in the One Piece universe, but the sound they make when they ring that. God, I hate that noise. I hate it. Oh,
okay, noted. Yeah, but I think it was just such a great fight scene. I mean, I've seen fight scenes like that before, but just how like, the camera doesn't move and you just see like them like disappear beneath the desk and you just hear the crashing and then just seeing like what happens as they come into view and then out of view, like grabbing each other and jumping in and taking this, and it's just that sort of comedic sort of also semi-relying on your imagination.
And it's funny as hell because again, Sanji does not fight with his hands.
Yeah,
because
and probably a good way of saving money on CG fight.
But you're watching him, freaking power kick this otter repeatedly, and it's like this could have been over if you just reached out, grabbed, and just like shook it or something. Yeah. But he won't do it. He keeps making it more complicated with his kicks.
Though him taking out the vulture, that was pretty instant and brutal.
Oh yeah, the leg lock neck break.
Yeah, it was like, oh well, that one's done.
Yeah. Credit to the CGI, by the way. The animals, the creatures in this show look spectacular, especially Tony Chopper.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, when they announced way early on that we were gonna get Chopper in this season, Oda actually did a promo.
Yeah.
Where he was talking on a snail phone and you see him drawing Chopper's picture, which is awesome. But when they announced it, I was really hoping they were going to go with a puppet. We've seen such headway with puppetry in recent years, thanks to Grogu from The Mandalorian. And I was really hoping that was the way they were going to go with Chopper.
Yeah. I don't. Well, I know that they have like they did another series episode of that how we made One Piece, and it was all on how they did Chopper. They had like a doll that they would use on set. So I'm not sure we'll get full on puppet, but maybe. But yeah, I mean, but for CGI, it's pretty well done. Like I saw a thing where like they actually put like they have like the stand-in actor like on set, so the actors have someone to act off of. And they actually like put a GoPro on their head, and they use the footage from the GoPro to do like the reflections in Chopper's eyes.
Oh,
and I'm just like, that's pretty impressive.
Because I've seen movies where they have an actor stand. I mean, hell, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, Sean Gunn.
Yeah, Sean Gunn stood in for Rocket.
Yeah. Credit to that man's ability to bend his knees for that long.
Oh yeah, he's good actor. Lots of respect for the man professionally.
Oh. Yeah, no, I love Sean Gunn. I love him as GI Robot and Creature Commandos. So, but again, I was really hoping for puppetry, but the CGI is so good in this. Chopper looks incredible.
Yeah, it's quite amazing how far we've come for something like as a streaming series. it rivals some movies and surpasses some. In fact,
Absolutely. I don't think there was any point in this show where there are many points in various properties, especially with Netflix properties, where you watch something and you go, okay, there's where they skimmed on the budget.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the closest one I can think of here is when they go to the Marine base in the Grand Line, like Smoker and Toshigi, and it looks a lot like they just took like a hydroelectric dam and dressed it up to make it a set, which is probably what they did. But it's kind of like, hey, it works.
Why wouldn't a Marine base look like that?
Yeah. That was kind of the only part where I really kind of went like, okay, I can kind of see a bit of how they did this on the screen, but it's fine. It didn't look terrible. It just, I could kind of see what they did. I see what you did there.
Yeah. I think the only time I thought it maybe looked a little different is there was some tiny bit of rendering with some of the giants against mostly when they were just talking with the other actors who were regular sized.
Yeah.
There did seem to be a bit of displacement between the two of them.
Okay.
But again, even that, I thought still the show looked incredible. Even the T-Rex looked incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, it looks a bit like a CGI T-Rex, but not terrible.
Well, I mean, doesn't look as good as Steven Spielberg level T-Rex, but
yeah, but again, if you're being compared to the best, then you're probably doing pretty good.
Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I think like pretty much everything that was good about the first season is what's good about the second season, and again, like they've done a great job of being faithful to the original whilst making changes to adapt it to the format of a streaming show, and yeah, like it works.
It does.
It's crazy, but it works.
I've told a lot of people about the show and they go, well, I'm not really an anime fan. I go, that's the thing. You don't have to be an anime fan to appreciate this. The show is so well done. The actors are great. I will never stop talking about the amazing fight choreography.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that first scene in Lowtown, I cannot get over how well it was shot and edited, how they incorporated all the fighting styles of all the characters. I loved it.
Yeah, like my dad's not an anime person at all, but he heard that it was really good and he sort of watched it. Oh, this is really good. And I think he even watched a couple of episodes of the anime just to sort of see where it came from. I was like, oh, okay, I see. And he didn't continue with the anime, but yeah. So yeah, this show does seem to be getting some of the non-anime people into it.
So I highly recommend it, whether or not you're a fan of the original manga or anime, whether you've never watched an anime in your life. This is an amazing show. I would say it's one of the best things on Netflix right now, especially since Stranger Things is over. I highly recommend checking it out. And we will be back to talk about the third season. We're going to see if our predictions about the Alabasta Civil War being stretched into one whole season are correct, or if they're going to try to include the Sky Islands in it.
I doubt they would be able to include both. Like you might be able to get Alabasta and then like they get to the Sky Islands. But yeah, we'll see what they decide on.
Well, that's why I'm saying they would do, because I agree that I don't think they could conclude both, but I think it would be a major mistake to only do half of the Sky Island saga.
Mm-hmm.
With the Alabasta saga. I think that would be really cutting it in a weird place.
Yeah, I think the only natural break point I could see is when they actually go to the Sky Islands, because there's a bit of lead up where they have to like learn about
the geyser,
and all that, and the stuff that they do in the town beforehand, which again is some of my favorite stuff in the One Piece I've seen. So yeah, but I can't really see like once they get to the Sky Islands, there being like a real natural break point, until they finish that arc. Though I haven't finished that arc yet, so maybe there's one I don't know about.
Possibly, but we will be back to review season 3 when it comes on. So again, go check the show out if you haven't. It is awesome. And on that note, I think we can go ahead and move on to plugs.
Okay, well, I don't think I have much to plug. I mean, we're going to do Wednesday at some point.
It's on my list. I swear it's on my list. Because
try and get it done before season 3 comes out.
Cat Scott wants in on it as well. So we'll be at, so yeah, I need to find time to put that on there. I think this is actually my last show for 2 weeks because I know I'm not back until then is it April 6th, when I'll be joining Mark and Robert and Zachary Strobel to review the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy movie.
Mhm.
I'm so excited about that. Yee, so excited. And yeah, I'll be trying to get some more. I hate to say it. I think this was actually my last TV party tonight on the schedule for a little bit. I'm going to go look up some shows and see if we can get some more stuff on the
Yeah, I
schedule.
can't think of anything off the top of my head coming out that is TV party tonightable. I mean, we're getting some decent movies this year, but yeah, my personal life schedule is pretty full this year, so I can't really commit to much.
I got it. I was gonna say, I'm assuming that was your daughter I heard in the background a couple of times.
Oh yeah, I locked the door. She wanted to come in and play, but
Aw,
yeah,
does she
it's
want to
like
play
you-
with Does she want to play with
Yeah.
Daddy's collectibles?
yeah, that's why she can't come in. Yeah, these are models, by the way, not diecast, so they're pretty fragile, and she does not quite understand how to handle them yet. But yeah, it's the most adorable horror movie you'll ever be in. It's like that scene from Jurassic Park with the raptors trying to get through the doors, but way more adorable.
I have a mental image now in my head, and that is adorable. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Oh, she's ridiculously cute. That's how she
How old is she
survives.
now?
2.
Oh, enjoy it. That's the that after that, everything gets even worse.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll figure it out. I'll keep you posted. I think we might be getting a new season of Strange New Worlds this year, so probably be on podcast for that. But
I do know.
otherwise,
I do know that we've had trailers drop recently for Lanterns and Spider Noir, and we will be getting both of them on the show whenever they announce the actual schedules for that.
yeah,
So-
like I was wanting to do Project Hail Mary, but I just did not have the time to get to the theater. So
Yeah, me neither, because I've been working like crazy because should move on the rest of my plugs because we're going to be working Planet Comic-Con this coming weekend. It's our first convention of the season. Looking forward to it. I mean, you're a big Star Trek fan, so I'll go and tell you, Mr. William Shatner is going to be a guest of honor this weekend.
my fellow Canadian.
Everyone forgets he's Canadian.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Honeysuckle Rose Creations, where fashion meets fandom, the intersection of geek and chic. We are just busting our butts getting ready because in addition to the first convention of the season, we just inked contracts with 2 new shops to sell our products. One is in Independence, Missouri. It's called the Noctera Bookery. It's a beautiful, beautiful bookstore. They are redesigning their retail room, as they're calling it, and our stuff's going to be there. And if you're in Columbia, Missouri, we are going to be selling at Hexagon Alley. This is an awesome board game store where you also can like rent board games to play. They got a whole room just full of pinball machines, which is so cool. They have a Jaws pinball machine that actually has a screen, and when you hit various parts, it plays full scenes from the movie. It's not like one of those little minor, just a few lights blink up. No, you actually see the whole like the movie in full high definition, and it's so cool. Tried to have our business meeting while that was playing in the background. Do you have any idea how hard it is to talk about your product when you're hearing donna 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 in the background? Of course, we are also on Etsy and Handmade at Amazon, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok. That's Honeysuckle Rose Creations, the intersection of geek and chic. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Yo ho, my hearties.